Welcome back. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's Your Move. I'm Dan. This is Tani.
Hello.
And we're in the middle of our chess match. We've played one game, which you can go back and watch. She did pretty good. Chess is a much different type of strategy, and it's one I've been playing since I was about 10. So I got about 33 years on you, kiddo.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad if I beat you. Actually, I might have been younger than 10 when I started playing.
Still.
But you did pretty good. You did pretty good. One thing I noticed in your game is you got kind of clumped up. Okay, and I think if you notice you took E3 here early, and you couldn't get your bishop out. You always got to get your bishop out before you close off their lanes. Okay, so I know we've been watching some chess strategy videos and stuff like that. With like the showed you how to do the Queen's Gambit accepted and Queen's Gambit denied. But as openings, which focuses on getting everything in the middle, which is a great strategy. Really good strategy, and I think as you learn to play, that should be one you base your strategies off of. But don't close off your pieces in the back.
Yeah.
Get them out first. I know. With this particular chess set, the pieces are rather large, and the board, for as large as the pieces are, the board is actually kind of small.
Yeah.
So it can make it hard to see.
Yeah.
But it's what we have to work with right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so don't get discouraged, because I think you did pretty good over the last game. What did you think of the last game?
I don't know. It was just like chess is difficult, really difficult. So my brain was like confused, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that completely, because chess is difficult. Now we've taken a week to kind of take a breather, think about it, study some strategy. Did you see any strategies that you think over the last week that you think you might try out on this game?
No, I did not.
Okay. Hey, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get the board set up and get this game rolling.
Yep.
So we're going to see how well Tani does in game 2. So hopefully everybody can pull the upset. And hopefully you get to pull the upset this time too. All right. Black or white?
I'll take white.
You want to play white again?
I'll do.
Most of the strategies are developed for white too.
Yeah, it's just easier to play with because you get the first move.
Yeah, you do have an advantage. All right, and we'll talk about that. All right, let's get set up. All right, you know how to get set up, right?
This is the king, right? Yeah, this is the king.
Yeah, that's the king.
Some days you forget which one's a king and which one's not.
With this set is really easy, because
we know what it is.
to get confused.
Oh, okay.
With this set is really easy to get confused, because the colors are very similar, which is why at some point in the set's history it started getting paint on it. To make it easier to identify the pieces and just look cooler. That never got finished, so maybe we'll make an art project out of finishing it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Three. That's 2.
All right, now, as always, white goes first.
Okay. Here we go.
Oop, my pieces are backwards. You see, even I make mistakes. All right, and there we go. Now everything's right. Now everything's good.
Oh.
Mhm. That could possibly be a bad move. And I'll let you take it back if you want to after you see this. Because, you see that?
Okay.
Now I have a fork that forces you to do something that you may not want to do. Or, if we take a couple of turns, I could develop that fork into a more well-protected one.
Hmm.
You see that? So, if you want to do that right now, that's fine. But this is why the Queen's Gambit strategy opens up like this.
Hmm.
You see that?
Okay.
This is why that's why the Queen's Gambit strategy opens up that way, is to prevent the fork, because if you do that, you know, and then of course your next moves are to get your minor pieces out, your knights and bishops, and this is one of the moves in that opening. However, you want to put it here or here, because the best move I can make to this is to protect my piece, right? So, and this is a Queen's Gambit denied, right? That's what we learned.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why, because of protection, or no protection here, but I got protection here, so you don't, you know, you offered me this piece and I didn't take it. But now it opens up a lot more play. You see that? So we're gonna back up. And I'll let you do what you want to do. All right. That's not a bad move. I like that move. I'm going to push this pawn there.
Confused? But okay.
So, over the years, I've developed some strategies of my own. Whether they're actually winning strategies or not, I don't know. But it is something I've done over the years. And this is nice. You got a nice protection set up here. You always got to watch your protections.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is probably not a very strong move for me because it blocks in my other bishop. But it is something I wanted to do because it adds another layer of protection onto my horse. Not that you want to take my horse right now anyway, because it's already got 2 pawns there. And trading a horse for a bishop.
It's fine, but not the best.
Yeah, exactly. As we saw in the last game, horses can be pretty powerful. I kind of trapped your king in with my horses. Alrighty then. So it's your move.
Okay.
And that's E3. It's a good move. I'm going to go H6. Yeah, I got to, so BH4.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and do G5. Put some more pressure on that bishop.
Calm down. Oh my God.
And this is part of the reason why I wanted to clear this space. So now you went B, G3. I'm going to go N, E4. Yeah, you have a pretty serious problem here because my horse has put you in a fork here and here.
And here.
And well, yeah, and here, but this
Here,
isn't
no.
a very valuable move because your king will just take it or your bishop, you know, and then I get a pawn for a knight. Yeah, not a very good trade. Now
That's
you
exactly
could take
why
my
you do it.
you could take my you could take my knight right here, but then I get your knight. So it's a knight for knight trade if you do that.
Knight for a knight trade if you do another thing, or a bishop for a knight, which is at the same time good. Same thing,
Yeah,
but at
yeah.
the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I want my pieces. Damn it.
Right, but this is where your strategies in Zerts can come into play, because this is a sacrifice. This is a sacrifice play by me. You know, I'm sacrificing my knight by putting him there. I know that because you have to take him in order to, you know, advance. Because there's no way, you know, now all of your pieces are protected, so this could be a little standoff for a while, and you could potentially move all your pieces out of harm's way. But with the way my defense is set up for this knight, this is the only space he can really move to that he's safe, you know, because of
Everything.
everything.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and that's moving away from the middle, so that's not a very strong move.
But it's my knight, damn it.
I understand. But, you know, so this is where the game of sacrifice starts. Those strategies can come into play here, is what are you willing to sacrifice in order to progress your long-term strategy?
Hmm. Annotations.
Oh, yeah. My bad, I'm sorry. I got straight into thinking about my strategy.
I know.
So N-A-4. Yeah. I'm going to go NC to G6, or F6 rather, because this is, or that's not C.
What?
That's not C, that's D.
Yes, that is.
And D to F6. So this is N on my E file, and this is N on my D file.
Okay.
So, and now it's an N on the G file, or F file. I always want to put it one further. It went from C2, C7 to G6. That's a little far. Hmm.
B to D 3.
BD3. Gotcha. Now I'm going to go G4.
Stop.
It's like you don't want me to pressure you or something.
Exactly.
If you're going to move that knight, I would say this would probably be the better move. Because A, it's to the center of the board. And remember, if you control the center of the board, it's a lot stronger. B, you put protection on this guy, additional protection, in case I attack it somehow. I'm not attacking it currently.
I don't think you can with this.
And you have protection on this square from your pawn
Yeah.
and your bishop. So
Yeah.
even if I was able to attack this square, which I'm not,
Which, like, how would you even be able to with those two knights? I mean,
exactly.
come on.
So, but here, if you see, here you can only go here, which is covered, or here, and which is covered. So it's not a very strong position right here.
Guess so.
Because the only place you can safely move is back here. Make sense?
Yeah, I could teleport it to the board and just be sitting there.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to explain some of the moves and thought
Yeah,
processes
I
to
know.
try and help you get better.
I know.
Because I want you to win. Believe it or not, I do. And that kind of... I don't like that move.
Oh, I wonder why.
H5. Okay, so that was N to D5 or E5. And I just made H5. It is now your move. You are going to castle. Now, what I would do in your position was I would say queen to C2 or D2, because that way it opens up your other major pieces, which is your rooks, and it puts them in protection with one another, and it brings your queen into a line where you can potentially start moving to attack.
Guess so.
Now, you don't have to do that. That's just what I would do.
Yeah, but, like, you're the experienced one. I mean,
That is true. That is true. But which is why I'm giving you advice. But you don't have to take it if you don't want to.
Which I do, honestly.
Okay. Q to D2. You know, I make things hard on myself.
It's just how you play at this point.
Right. Actually, let's back up a second. There is a risk with that move. And I just looked up and saw that. When I was advising you to do that, I didn't actually see that. Which is like why I'm like, wait a minute. I just gave you some potentially fallible
Fallible,
yeah.
whatever it's.
Advice.
I'm gonna go here.
All right. The other move you could do is if you push your pawn here, now you see you open your queen up this direction, and you put some protection on this knight, which was lacking, and you add more protection to your triangle here. See, these triangles are very strong, very protective pieces. See, your king is on a black square. See how much work I have to do to get in on a black square?
Huh. I'm just gonna keep this there.
Okay, so Q to D2 is not the move you made.
Yeah. We're just gonna pretend none of that.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Nothing ever happened. What are
This
you
is the other thing about this move right here. Leaving the queen here is you got this diagonal here.
It's fine. But
Not
it's
really
there.
important, but it's
there.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
it's there.
So you are going to make a move to C3.
C3.
Okay. Well,
This is chaotic.
that kind of bungled myself now, didn't it?
Yeah, this is a chaotic board right now. Nobody has gotten a piece.
Well, when I was growing up, and this is not, I think, a very solid strategy, but when I was growing up, I was always encouraged to go for what my teacher, who was my father, said was the perfect game, where you don't lose any pieces whatsoever. And so that just kind of got ingrained in my play style. I don't know that it's a winning strategy, but it is the strategy I was taught to play with. See, and back when I made this move, not a very good idea, because this horse is now merely a protector. I can't really move him.
You're moving, suddenly stuff happens. So much stuff happens there.
I can't move him, see?
Yeah.
I can move him back here, but that,
And you can move him over there by the rook again.
Yeah.
Where he originally came from.
No, this guy actually came from over here, but
Still.
But yeah. See, and I want to be careful about taking this guy, because if I take this guy, then you can take me here with this pawn, and that opens up this rook and puts pressure on this knight. See, so this is the complexities of this game. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring my bishop to F5.
I was staring at that horse going, no, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, it's both of them are your pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to think about pushing this pawn forward to clear the file. You want to be careful with either one of these, pushing them forward too, because this pawn is in position for an en passant.
What?
En passant? En passant?
French?
Yeah, it's a French name for the move, but basically if you move through these protected squares where you're moving to on the pawn's first move, and I have a piece in position to where you would land next to me, then I could take that piece as it's moving through.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a really obtuse rule.
Glitchy.
Yeah, it's real glitchy.
It's like a bug in the game that helps out one person and that helps things out.
Yeah, but it is a legal move, and people lose their crap about that move. They really do.
Yes.
A lot of people really get frustrated when that move is executed.
He's like, how do you do that? What? Isn't this unfair?
That's not legal. Yeah, it is.
It's actually just like a part of us, so you know.
Yeah. But I want to make sure that you are aware.
A croissant.
En passant. But you might want to think about clearing this file to bring this rook into play by pushing this pawn forward to where you can either take this pawn or I can take that pawn. If I take that pawn, then you can bring your rook up and take my piece. And if I don't take this pawn, then you can take my pawn, thus opening up the file.
Either way, death ensues.
Yes. And it doesn't open up this bishop either, because you still have the protection here. I'm trying to make sure I show you all this so that you can learn a little better how to play.
F3.
F3. That is a problematic move for me. I really don't like that move because now, as you see, this piece is threatening my horse. You have me in a fork here. Didn't even realize that, did you?
No, I did not, but it's a plus either way.
It really is. It is a problem for me because of a few reasons. Not only could you take it and open your rook, but you could also open your queen. If I were to take this pawn right here, you could open your queen with on whatever piece I would take it with. Your queen is still protected, doubly so, and you now threaten any of the other pieces that I have brought to bear.
Oh boy, what you gonna do now?
Yeah, what am I gonna do now? That is a very good question.
Because you can't ignore the situation, but if you also you can't ignore the situation, because if you don't, then things are gonna happen. But since I do something,
things are gonna happen. Yes, it's delicious, isn't it?
It's like a perfectly good apple.
And I just found the one flaw just now. I just found the one flaw in making that move. I mean, that's a really good move to make, I think, in my opinion. That's a very good move to make.
What's the flaw and how much do you have to sacrifice for it?
I'm going to go ahead and take your bishop. So, you kind of forced my hand there. I had to do something, and that is the best move that I could do.
And that wouldn't enact as much bloodshed. However, blood shall be shed still.
Yes, it shall. So that was N to G3.
N to G3. And then...
Oh. And X G3. That's what I got to do. I got to X G3. Not G3X, X G3. Because the X symbolizes the capture. Yep.
You saw this coming.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then that would be How do I do that? Anyway, I'm going to say HXG3.
Okay. I'm out of here. I can just hear the no thanks and that.
Yes, I'm going to piece out. I'm going to piece that bishop out just a little bit, and that is going to be B
Well, this
E6.
bishop. Okay, but like this white square bishop is like really, really useless right now. Him going anywhere is going to get him killed. Anywhere except back into the lines.
Yeah. FXG4.
FXG4. F3XG4? I don't know.
If I understand the notation correctly, you don't put the square that it's coming from, just the column.
Okay.
And the only reason you put the column is because it's a pawn. Otherwise, you'd write the piece designation. The file. I guess it's file, not
File, whatever.
column, whatever.
File, column.
Yes, and I am.
I'm surprised. Nope.
I am going to say, take your pawn, that is HXG4. Those two squares have been pretty bloody.
Isn't that enjoyable?
Excuse me.
I need to go places and do things with some of these guys, but I don't know how or where because I've been stabbed. You know, that's like part of the game. Like, you lose some pieces, you get some pieces, but at the same time, no thanks. Really don't want to land there, honestly. Or there.
Oh, that was a very good move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, want to know why?
Yeah, sure.
Because if you hadn't moved him,
Mm-hmm.
if you hadn't blocked this line right here,
Mm-hmm.
I was one move away from checkmate.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you had made any other move on the board, I would have come down here, taken this pawn, put your king into check,
And then you would have, and then
and he couldn't have moved out of it.
yeah. Then there would just be this guy who would have been like,
Yep.
here, that would make me lose.
Okay, so it wasn't checkmate.
It was just check, but it's also like a very dangerous check to play.
Yeah, it was, it kind of, okay. So that was the flaw that I saw in moving this piece up here.
Well,
Back when we moved, when we made F3, when you made F3 to put pressure on my my fork to fork here, that was the flaw I saw.
well, there's a, and then like right now, moving back and give me back the piece. But basically, the other flaws I saw were the fact that move him here, dead.
Yeah.
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 So you know, this was basically the safest move I could make.
Which is why I don't know why I didn't see the simply move the piece up, but yeah, you know. R F2. Ah.
Interesting.
NH5.
Very, very interesting indeed, huh?
Yeah. Okay. RC1.
RC1.
All right. NXG3.
Not gonna say, just yep. You're going up, I guess.
Okay. A3.
I don't know what to do about you, honestly.
Not a bad strategy. When in doubt, push a pawn.
Yeah.
B. F4.
I see what you're doing, I just don't know how to avoid it. Maybe
So what am I doing?
you're trying to get me into checkmate where I can't move. Because since this guy's sitting here, he's blocking these two areas.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't checkmate because I can put that there. But then again...
Cool.
So technically, I'm check right now.
No, you're not.
Saying.
No, nothing is threatening this square with the king on it.
Yeah, I guess so, but still. So this is why I need to go somewhere, but I don't know where to go because otherwise I'll just let, like, wait a minute. Hey.
Aren't I?
The one flaw.
Nope.
That's a flaw.
It was a risk that I took.
Yeah, but like that's a kind of
I wanted you to take it with this guy.
no. That also loosens up your little attack.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you'd taken it with this guy,
What the hell's what's stopping? And then I'll just be trapped because this guy can't move. Well, technically it can, but it'll be struggle because then I'll lose.
this. Okay, so you did RX F4,
Mm-hmm.
and I just moved to R H1. Check.
Looks like this is gonna be a bloody day. Because I have to move in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no other option. Because you take him. That also means.
Okay, hold on. Let me catch up with the
Yeah.
notation.
Okay.
K to F2 RX D1.
RxD1. And then.
All right, what you doing now?
Yeah,
Okay, RX D1.
RxD1.
All right,
so
so
now we are.
that allowed me to
You got the queen.
get your queen.
But at the same time.
It cost me a lot of pieces to get the queen.
Yeah.
Not nearly as many as it cost you. Or
But I did
Or
cost.
no, no,
but
no,
it didn't
no.
cost me a
it,
queen.
it cost you much less than it cost me.
Yeah, but like I just.
Right. Right. So. However, you still have 2 knights, 2 rooks,
Oh,
and
you
1
have
bishop.
it.
But well, I have 1 knight, 1 bishop, and 1 rook. So you're in a much stronger position than I am.
Also, I have a budget and red pawns.
It's you. Okay, I'm gonna do the N to H5.
Can you please move somewhere? Hey, yeah, you can move somewhere. It's it. It's it. It is. Should I do it? You aren't even doing anything sitting there. I mean, come on, bro, you can.
Okay, why did you make this move?
Well, to me, I didn't see him doing anything, so I guess I maybe thought I could just like take this and go maybe over here, take him out, so that I could just like.
Be next to my king and protected by your horse? Yeah.
Guess so,
Okay.
but then also there came to the fact that maybe I could at one point get this guy out of there. Damn it, the move! I need to take him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's done now. But you know, I haven't.
So you didn't have a real solid strategy for moving this guy.
Yeah, no, I did not.
All right. Well, put him back. Now you see what that does,
Threaten the boyo, so he has to
and
move.
he
somewhere.
has to move now because he doesn't have any protection.
Yeah.
So. But you see the other thing this does.
No.
Next move, you can come up here.
Guess so.
Now, why is coming up here a really good move for you?
I see it. King's forced to move, which means the next move I can just.
Can't move.
Oh. Which means. Yeah.
It means game's over and you win.
You'll find
Unless
a way.
I can find a way around it.
You'll find a way. I know you will.
I don't think so. You know, I can delay it by sacrificing the knight and leaving him there.
That eraser.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's probably my best move. Because what I can do is I can do that.
Stop. That's all I have to say.
So,
Oh, sure.
but you see what that does, right?
Hmm?
You see what that does, right?
No.
Well, let me.
Other than
You want to leave this guy here, or you want to take him back and make a move of your own?
let's just leave him there. He.
Okay.
Nothing else for me. Around.
All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make that move. So I'm gonna go to F6.
Mm-hmm. Now.
Now,
What do that do? Very.
now,
Not only does it
And
give
this
him,
is- this is
it gives
pretty
him an
com-
escape route. Yeah. Or
it
does
gives the king an escape route. Yes.
Or does it?
No, it doesn't. You see,
What?
but because my horse is still sitting here, it's going to take you 2 turns to get here.
Mhm.
So if your next move is to take my horse, perfectly safe, perfectly legit move. But now you're sitting here. I can take your knight. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So because I take your knight, Then your next move would be up here. But then, are these two squares tied up?
Mm-mm.
No.
What can he do? Objectively not much that I can see. Seriously, I don't see anything.
Where can he move?
There. Place. Here, here, here. I really don't want to move him there.
Yeah, because then he's in the way
Mm-hmm.
of your attack. So, where else can he move?
He's moved. That annoying one has moved, which means he can just move there.
He can move here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if he moves here?
Heck. Night. Mm.
Right. Now, can I take him?
No.
Can I get a piece in the way? Oh yeah, I can.
Yes,
put
but at
him
the same
over here.
time,
But you still have him protected here. So there are multiple ways to attack here. You know, you could take this guy with your rook. Because it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there. Could do that, but at the same time, I could do that, but like, what does it even do to me? What?
Well, if you take this guy with your rook and bring him up here, or here, you know, that gives you again another avenue of attack. And if you get two rooks back here onto my back line, onto my back files and ranks on my back ranks.
And H line.
No, in ranks 7 and 8, you're probably going to be chasing my king enough to win. Because then I have to keep moving my king out of danger. Plus, you've got all these other power pieces over here. You could trap up this side of the board, and right now, what I would do is I would be trying to either find a way to prevent me from taking this knight, while maintaining attack on these two pieces, on these two squares right here.
There's only.
Or I would be making an all-out offensive up onto my king. So
There's only one move that I can see that wouldn't end in immediate danger for like me attacking the king to save the knight. I don't want to make that move since there is direct consequences, which struggle, but at the same time.
So here's the other thing, is if you leave this guy here, you know, yeah, he's gonna get taken more than likely.
Yeah, basically like 99%.
Yeah. But then you can take back with this bishop, with this pawn.
That's a pawn.
You know, now you threaten these two squares. Okay, so I can't bring my queen up here to bring her into an immediate fray.
Shock.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And then, but you could then work on attacking here. So basically, what I would say is, it's a 4-move attack from what I'm seeing. Okay, and there's not much I can do about it. You would take this pawn right here with your rook. All right, 8, and that prevents me from attacking your king with him. See that? It also opens up a file for your other pawn to march through. But then you control this file, right? So after that, I'm probably going to take your knight right there, because if this rook runs up and your knight is still sitting there, same thing happens if your knight is if you're doing this. Actually, no, I would probably take your rook. So that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Probably a bad idea. I just saw that.
Yeah, that's why I've been
So I'm
afraid.
working these things out on my own as I'm trying to explain them to you and show you and try to help you out, help you get better at the game.
It'll take a couple moves to get him there. But okay. I'm not sure if this can be counted as a plan, but here we go.
Okay.
That took a